Hey you guys, JB here from Alpha Wolf Consulting, coming to you today with the next session in the Alpha Wolf sales, marketing, branding, and business strategy sessions. And this one's going to be an extension on from yesterday, where we were looking at refining the sales funnel and sort of structuring and laying out our sales funnel for better engagement, but better sort of storytelling. So creating a user experience throughout our funnel. So it's important for us to understand that the purpose of sort of laying out of our sales funnels or of our website is for user experience. And so not to say that we are worried too much in the context of what the user experience is, but more in the context that we want to understand what is the journey of the buyer? What is the buyer going to perceive as they roll through or scroll through your sales funnel or website? So it's very important for us when we're laying out or strategizing how we are going to do it, just the different stages of development of sales funnels and development of your website when you're doing it. It's not just a one-time thing. So we work in stages to really compartmentalize the different elements on the page. So the first stage is to do the design and data layout or the content layout. So what content is going to go onto the website to make it simple and easy, or not simple and easy, but to sort of what do we need on the website to create the offer? Because in sales funnels, that's the whole purpose of the sales funnel is it's an individual offer. So we don't want to have multiple different offers on the same page, but we really want to have different pages that are designed to target different offers. So when we think about becoming more complex in business and moving past the 2D aspect of business to the 5D aspect of business, that's where we start to see that websites aren't the right approach. I don't believe they're the right approach. I believe sales funnels are the right approach because sales funnels allow us to sort of operate in a compartmentalized way where we're able to have multiple different funnels running simultaneously to where different pieces of marketing will attract different clients or will attract clients to different aspects of the funnels or different funnels. So, continuing on from yesterday, what we were looking at was structure and layout of the website or the sales funnel. So just realize when I say website, it's the exact same as a sales funnel. The difference between a website is 5 pages into one page. So one page is linked to 5 different pages. And a sales funnel is one page linked to another page, linked to another page, linked to another page. So we just sort of start to realize when we're doing sales funnels, and the way most people do sales funnels is they will do them as a chain, whereas I do them as individual offers. For example, my reprogramming your mind offer or program doesn't really have anything to do with my revolutionizing your revenue offer. So we're not, so to speak, or I'm not, so to speak, trying to have a series or a chain of different actions that a buyer has to take before they get there because I just see it as wasted time. Do you know what I mean? But a lot of people will utilize, you know, informational funnels or free offers as lead magnets to generate leads, but I don't really want to generate leads. I want to talk to buyers and buyers alone. I don't want to talk to someone who has no interest in purchasing. So we just understand that I can try and simplify and make my process as palatable to as many people as I can and sort of generate more leads and then invest heavily on the back end of the sales cycle to convert and close those leads. But it's not that it's not effective, but it's just when we're giving away free offers, we don't really know how qualified the buyer is. When a buyer purchases a product or a service from our funnel, we know how qualified they are. Do you sort of get it? So, like, rather than having the qualifying process in a sales, like a sales process, I move the qualifying process into a marketing and I utilize marketing to be the qualifying process that I'm looking for rather than having my marketing as generic and sort of aiming to attract as many people as I can. Do you sort of get it? I only want to attract people who are buyers. Does that make sense? So, what it means is that when we're using marketing, when we're using marketing to do our qualifying, what we're doing is we are limiting the amount of people that are going to reach our website, but we're also limiting the time and energy it takes for us to get people, or not to get people, but the time and energy it takes for us to qualify people, and we're allowing people to self-qualify. So it's a longer sales cycle in the context that I'm not just getting leads or names and numbers in the early stages, but it's that over a period of time, the marketing will do a lot of the heavy lifting. So you think about it like this. If we're selling for example, a $400,000 business program, what would be the sales cycle should I get people in and then have to run them through the process to purchase? So you think about it like this. It's like for someone to purchase a house, it's typically a 6 to 12 month sales cycle. So it's like, do you sort of get it? So, like, instead of me getting their name and number today, I'm going to get their name and number in 6 to 12 months when they've made the decision to purchase, rather than me getting their name and number today and then having to follow up with them for 6 to 12 months to convert them into a sale. Do you sort of get it? So there's many different things that we can do to collapse timeframes, increasing pricing, decreasing pricing, doing one-time offers, doing special offers. But essentially, when we're talking about high ticket products and services, we're talking about not really having too much control to force someone to move quickly. Do you sort of get it? When we're talking low ticket products and services, we can drop the price by 50 to 80%. Like, have you ever noticed that how a lot of people, how they position their offers? So if I go down to my offer, how they position their offers is to be 10% of what the perceived value of the offer is. Whereas the downside to that is we're using sort of psychological manipulation to try and make someone perceive like they're getting more than what it is worth. But also, we're not valuing our product or service at the value that it is. If I say, for example, that my Alpha Wolf Reprogramming Your Mind course is valued at $10,000, then should I sell it to you at $1,000? Like, do you sort of get it? Like, I'm telling you that it's not actually worth $10,000. So it's like if I was selling a house and land package at 499,000 and then I go and I turn around and I drop it to 350,000, like the house and land package isn't worth 499,000. That's the perceived value. So just realize the majority of people that utilize that tactic where they try and say something's worth 10,000, but then they drop it down to when you purchase now, you're purchasing it at 1,000. Well, in truth, the value of the product is 1,000, not 10,000. The perceived value of the product is 10,000, but the real true value is 1,000. Do you sort of get it? I can list a house at 450,000, but if it closes at 400,000, the value of the house is 400,000. Do you sort of get it? Because that's what it sold for. So just realize the manipulation that is utilized, and you don't want to be doing that because we don't want to be saying that the perceived value for the offer, for example, is 452,000, and then I'm going to sell it to you for 45,000. Do you sort of get it? The value of the product isn't 450,000. The value of the product is 45,000, whatever you sell it at, the price. So whatever the price is that it sells at is the value of the product or service. We can say that the perceived value is higher and that the perceived value of the product or service is 452,000, but the actual value is 45,000. So like don't fall for that trick where people will use massive discounts to sort of manipulate you into making or taking actions or making decisions at higher rates. They're artificially increasing the perceived value of the product and saying the product is worth a lot more, and now I'm giving it to you at such a discount. That's why my programs are the reflected cost of what it would cost if you purchased all of these. Do you sort of get it? Now, should you have purchased one of my other programs and want to purchase this, that's when I do a discount. So for everyone who's purchased my products or any of my products, they get a specific discount on all of my products should they want to purchase different ones. Do you sort of get it? Discounts are an exclusive thing that we utilize for like increasing sort of like buyer loyalty or loyalty. So just understand that like a lot of the experts, like, you know, the best in the world that are perceived to be the best, they artificially increase their price. So think about it like this. A lot of companies do this. Like, for example, if Woolworths here in Australia, Woolworths and Coles want to do discounts on their, like a 40% discount on a product, well, the month before they increase that product 100, 180%, and then they go and do 40% off of the 180% increase. Do you sort of get it? So it's not actually a true discount. So just understand price manipulation is an illusion. It's not what we're trying to do when we price manipulate is we're trying to increase the perceived cost for like the value of what it is, and then we're lowering it right down. So like for example, if someone purchased the product last week at 450,000 and then I lower it to $45,000 today, well, the value of the product was 450,000 and now you've got it at a massive discount. So if no one's paid the original price, it's a perceived price. It's like me listing, let's say I have a baseball card, a collectible baseball card, and I list it online for $100,000. Like if no one's buying it for $100,000, yeah, I can say it's worth 100,000. But if the last one sold at $100, it's not worth $100,000, so to speak. Do you sort of get it? So we just understand that price manipulation is an illusion of perceived value, that you're getting a $450,000 product for 45,000. You're getting such a deal when in fact they were always going to pay, or they were always going to sell it for $45,000, and they used the perceived price of $450,000 as the anchor to sort of show you how you're getting this amazing deal. But in truth, it's all showmanship. Do you sort of get it? It's the illusion of magic. Like a magician does a card trick, and you don't think that he's made a card disappear and reappear. It's all sleight of hand. So just realize that when we're doing our pricing strategies and things like that, we want to avoid like lowering ourselves to utilizing manipulative, like psychological manipulation to achieve like results. Because the thing is like, if I'm going off of that, then I have to create the perception every time I want to increase the value or increase the price. I have to use the perception of creating more. So just understand honest and transparent pricing just means the value of this program is 452,000. If no one buys, it's still 452,000 because I'm not taking less for it. Do you sort of get it? That is the value of the program. Do you sort of get it? Like, if I'm willing to accept $30,000 for the program and I've got it listed at 452,000, then it's not worth 452,000, it's worth 30,000. So like if I put my house on the market and I list it for 600,000 and the bank says it's only worth 400,000, like if I'm unwilling to sell it for anything less than 600,000, it's worth 600,000. Do you sort of get it? Like that's how it is. So we just realize that there's a lot around pricing and how pricing and value are not true anymore. They are simply perceived. So the perceived value of a house that a bank values at 400,000 and that I value at 600,000 and I'm not willing to reduce my price for a sale, like the price still remains at 600,000. Should you want to buy it, you have to pay 600,000 for the house. Anything less is unacceptable. Doesn't matter if the bank thinks it's worth less. Do you sort of get it? So just understand that, like, your pricing is your willingness to stand on it. So if I say it's worth 452,000 and I'm unwilling to take a cent less than that for this program, then that's what it's worth. Do you sort of get it? It doesn't mean people are going to pay for it. It just means should people want it, that's the price they pay. Do you sort of get it? So just understand that and then don't seek to utilize like discounts and these like ideas of discounting because as soon as I discount it, I have devalued it. So if it's a, for example, if it's a, let's say we're coming into September and we say we're going to do 20% off for September for 30 days and then the price reverts. I'm discounting it for September, but the price reverts. But if I discount it by 20% and the price doesn't revert, I haven't actually like it's not that it's worth more. It's that now I've devalued it to being worth less. So very important to understand this, especially when we're doing high ticket products and high ticket services, because price is an illusion. Like, for example, go and buy fuel. Like, do it. You go and buy fuel and you think that this is the price of fuel. Like, and then tomorrow it goes up 40 cents a litre. Like, which is the price? Is it today's price or tomorrow's price? Do you sort of get it? So, like in property, land developers utilize this with limitations on land because there's so much land or so many square meters of land. So as lots sell, they increase prices because there's less land now. So supply is lowering while perceived demand is heightening. Do you sort of get it? So, like, it's not that the land is more valuable now because there's less available. It's that the perception created is that there is less available, so there's only limited lots left. So now the perceived value is increasing because if there's more buyers and less land, then buyers are willing to pay more. Doesn't mean that the land is worth more. So just understand all pricing throughout every product or service is the illusion of value. It's not the reality of value. Does this make sense? So the value or the price of your product or service, if you're not in a commodity based market, if you're not just, a cookie cutter approach of what everyone else is doing, is the price you determine and your willingness to stand on the price you've determined. Do you sort of get it? So, like, I can remove things from the offer to lower the price if I want it. So, you're getting less for a lower price, or I can increase what is in the offer to increase the price. You're getting more for an increased price, but the price always remains the same for it. Do you sort of get it? Now, the traditional way, or the way the 99% do pricing, is they do pricing based off what others are willing to pay. So it's like this. Let's say someone needs a hand to move their house and they want you to do all the heavy lifting. And they say to you, I'll give you $20 for 2 days of your time. If you accept that, you're worth $20. You might say, I want $500 to do everything for you. Do you sort of get it? So it's like if I say I want $500 for the 2 days of work doing everything for you in this move, like if I accept what you want to pay me, you're always going to want to pay me the lowest amount. Buy low, sell high. Do you sort of get it? I sell my services high and I want to buy services as low as I can. Like, do you sort of get it? So, like, everyone's going to artificially try to devalue the worth of your product or service to the lowest price that they can get because that's business savvy. Do you sort of get it? But your business is a reflection of your value and worth that you bring into the marketplace. So if you're allowing the marketplace to determine what the value and worth is of what you do, you are beholden to the market. Do you sort of get it? Very important to understand this. So when we are trying to understand pricing models, especially for high ticket offers, whatever number you want to put on there is the number you put on there. And then the quality of your product or service and your willingness to stand by the price determines the price. Do you sort of get it? So it's very important to understand this because we just don't want to fall into that illusion that all the experts are right, that all the experts know everything and we don't know anything. Just realize they're all lying through their teeth when they say that you're getting a $2,000 product for $200. It's a $200 product. They're just using the $2,000 to anchor you to having the expectation that I would have had to pay more, but now I'm getting this massive discount. When in truth, it's a $200 product that they were always going to sell for $200. Do you sort of get it? And they're just using the perception that they could have charged you more to create the illusion of massive value. It's an illusion. Do you sort of get it? Because if they were going to charge you $2,000, like, why didn't they? Do they not value their services? Do they not value themselves? Do they not value what they bring to the marketplace? Or are they trying to attract lower quality buyers to increase the number of buyers? Do you sort of get it? So just realize that the 99% out there and their pricing strategies with all these discounts and free offers and all of this, like, it's just illusions. If it's a free offer, they were going to give it to you for free anyway. Do you sort of get it? Like, they're just using it as a free offer so that they can collect your details in the hopes that they can sell you or convince you into higher ticket products. Like, do you sort of get it? So, like, you look at like the book market on Amazon and all the different authors. And some authors will do 99-cent books, and some authors will do free with shipping, and some authors will do $26 books. And it's like, what makes the book valuable? Like, are certain words worth more than other words? Is certain information worth more than other information? Are certain authors worth more than other authors? Do you sort of get it? So, like, we can argue, yes, certain words are worth more than others. So, if someone's saying more relevant stuff with more relevant information that is more actionable and more worthwhile and has direct impact to your life, like, it's worth more. Do you sort of get it? But it's all perception and marketing. Do you sort of get it? So just realize the first stage of our offer, our sales funnel, is getting the layout and the design for what information we're going to put up there. And then we work on the sort of color scheme and the fonts and all of that and the more advanced design. And then we work on the structuring, how we structure the sales funnel. So, how we lay everything out to be most effective for us. And then what we do is we work on the messaging. So, making it super simple, super clear where we're spoon feeding. These are the three pillars to, um, yeah, these are the four pillars to revolutionizing your revenue and business. Pillar one, advanced offer creation and promotion. Pillar two, team emotional support and state management training. Pillar three, team performance and productivity development. Pillar four, exclusive Alpha Wolf mastermind and programs. And then we go out and we put in pillar one. So we're directing the buyer with design and layout, but then also language. That pillar one is pillar one. So we've got that. And then what we want to do is we want to then spoon feed them to what it is. So I'm going to guide you and your team on how to create exclusive offers. I'm going to guide you and your team on how to position and promote your offers into new markets. I'm going to give you exclusive access to Alpha Wolf done for you partnership offers, i.e., offers where I create a publishing program for growing, to where I create a business accelerator program for my new admin. Do you sort of get it? So, like, I'm adding my business services, my like different courses, different information to, or different programs to your business to create exclusive offers that no one else can have unless they have my stuff. Do you sort of get it? And then we go down and we got pillar two, team emotional support and state management training. So we're spoon feeding to this is what it is. So we want to use the same language again and again and again so that we can clearly define and like direct to this is what this means. So we want to do clarity. So after structuring, then we work on clarifying and becoming really clear. And then we work after clarifying on optimizing. So on really refining in the messaging of each of the words or each of the segments. Do you sort of get it? So how do I help you like the Alpha Wolf emotional support and state management training process, guiding you and your team through advanced subconscious reprogramming practices, guiding you and your team through reshaping your internal narratives and identities practices. So, how to reshape your identities up here, your narratives, guiding you and your team through group and one on one sessions. So, sessions where I'm going to teach you this. And then we go through and we move into pillar two or pillar three, sorry, and team performance and productivity development. So we've got it there, our fourth team performance and productivity development process, guiding you and your team through exclusive Alpha Wolf personal development and expansion course and content sessions or course content sessions. So these are the sessions where I'm going to teach you very specific things around performance and productivity development, guiding you and your team through exclusive Alpha Wolf performance development and support organizational structuring sessions. So these are advanced sessions where we look at the organization, the structure, and we look at increasing the team cohesion and things like that. Guiding you and your team through exclusive Alpha Wolf, revolutionizing your revenue and becoming your dream self sessions. So, like, these are exclusive sessions where I'm teaching you in revolutionizing your revenue how to perform at the highest level in terms of how to generate revenue in multiple different ways and how to promote and sell it. And then becoming your dream self is, focusing on elevating the individual to performing at the highest level. Because when people are identified with becoming and being someone who is at their full potential, well, they naturally perform at a much higher rate. Does that sort of make sense? So we go through and then we move on to part four. And part four is the exclusive Alpha Wolf Mastermind program and other programs. So three programs make up the Revolutionizing Your Revenue program. So we got guiding you through the Alpha Wolf Performance Development and Support Mastermind program. That's the mastermind program where I do organizational structuring, top down, bottom up, looking at creating cohesion between all aspects of the organization. So, how the organization works as a singular organism working together rather than disjointed teams within a singular organization. Guiding you through the Alpha Wolf, revolutionizing your revenue program. So, focus, money, income generation, creating offers, promoting offers. So, how do we create a new exclusive offer for a product or service? Then, how do we go about promoting it? How do we go about selling it? How do we go about generating interest in it? Guiding you through or your team through the reprogramming your mind program. So, this is where I take advanced synaptic pathway development practices and apply them in an organizational business or company setting to align people to your company values, your business values, your company practices, your business practices. Imagine this, we've all been through team training and company training. Imagine if what you had to do for your job. So let's say you were a marketing person, how you had to operate day to day as a marketing person. I can try and teach you that, or I can program that into your subconscious mind so that you never have to learn it again, so that it is already already placed within your subconscious mind. Majority of people have company values and business values, and they think that, like, these words on the wall mean something, but they never embody it. They never feel it within themselves. When I implant your company values, your business values into your employees' subconscious mind, it becomes a part of them. So if quality is one of your company values, they now become someone who quality is a part of their internal identity. Do you sort of get it? So what we want to do when we're sort of spelling it out for people is we want to spell out exactly what it is and what it gives them. Do you sort of get it? We don't want to sort of leave it up to their interpretation of having to find out what it is and what it gives them. Do you sort of get it? So, like, first stage is about getting the content onto the sales funnel. Second stage is about the design and the aesthetics and like the fonts and things like that and how it all is. Third is structuring, how we lay out all of the content, like what is the journey and the structure, getting all of our calls to action. So, like, for example, each of these takes them to the book, to the sales page, or not the sales page, but to the where they can purchase from. Do you sort of get it? So no matter where you are in the sales funnel, every button is going to take you exactly here. Do you sort of get it? So we work on the structure of making it hyper organized so that you're following a journey, and anytime you want to challenge yourself, you're down here, straight to the checkout. Do you sort of get it? So that's the structuring, the organizational structuring. And then the fourth step is clarity, clarifying, making it super simple for people to understand at a glance exactly what is involved and exactly what they are going to get. And then the fifth stage is then refining the messages. Do you sort of get it? So we want to put them up in each stage. We don't just want to try and do everything at once because, like, it's like this. If I told you to learn math, you're not going to sit there and read a textbook and then say, I know math. You're going to read a chapter and then you're going to do work. Like, you're going to work on that and do problem solving aligned to that chapter. And then you're going to go back and read the chapter and you'll understand it at a higher level. Do you sort of get it? So, like, we're doing it in stages that I want to test and measure because maybe I just put up a rough shit website or a sales funnel and it works. People buy. Job done. Don't need to do anymore. Do you sort of get it? Well, not that we don't need to do anymore. We can always refine and do better and simplify. But as we go through the process of creating and of promoting, we will identify different areas where bottlenecks appear. So, like, for example, if we're doing an MVP model where we're not doing paid marketing, okay, what we have to do is we have to create something to drive traffic to, and then we have to focus on driving traffic there. And then we update it. And then we drive more traffic there. And then we update it. Do you sort of get it? And we start to see where the bottlenecks are, how the traffic or how the buyers on our website are, or sales funnel are interacting with it. And then we work out if we're getting traffic to the website consistently, but the website's not converting, then there's issues with the website, with the sales funnel. So what we have to do is then we know that's where the problem is. If we're not able to drive traffic to the funnel, then what happens is we have an issue with marketing. Do you sort of get it? So we're utilizing the testing measure that we have to be able to get traffic to the website to know if it's effective, if it's working. And then we also have to have the channel of traffic. So, especially as an entrepreneur, as an individual, like as a one man band or a 2 or 3 person band, we have limited attention. We can't do everything simultaneously. So, we have to work in tandem where today my focus is on this. Once I get this solved, then I shift my focus to this. Do you sort of get it? Because if we're refining our sales funnel, but we have no data to go off of, how do we know we're refining it? Does that make sense? So if we don't have data, we can't refine. So it's very important for that. Now we're going to jump on to the next one and do a bit more of a look at a smaller funnel. So like this is my becoming a master of sales funnel. So what we want to see here is with it being a smaller funnel, it's still the same layout, but it's less involved in sort of explaining and expanding on it. Do you sort of get it? This is one program within the sort of sales funnel. So the revolutionizing your revenue is a far more complex one, and this is a more simplistic view at a sales funnel. So we've got the information about me, then we've got the 3 pillars of becoming a master of sales: mastering your mind, mastering sales and communication, advanced self mastery sessions. Do you sort of get it? So that's the journey that a buyer will go on. First, understanding why it's important to master the mind, why we work on mastering the mind. Then we go down and we're looking at mastering sales and communication, like how are we going to master sales and communication and things like that. Now, we can always put in more little hooks and tell people like why it's important. Um, that would probably be the next stage or thing that I would do to this. And then, sort of, we've got the third pillar, which is self mastery sessions. So, going through and telling them what's in it. So, we just want to understand the difference between descriptive and sort of, I guess, like hooks. So, me telling you why this is important, self mastery, is sort of hooking you in. Me describing what is in it is sort of more of just a descriptive model of this is what you get. So we just understand when we're getting into the clarification stage, we want to segregate between descriptive and then our hooks. And that's what the fifth stage, when we're really refining in the messaging, that's what we're doing, putting in the messages of this is what you're going to get. This is what it does. Do you sort of get it? So think about it like that, that we're just doing step by step, and that every time we complete a step, then it triggers the next thing to be done, because we don't want to be trying to do everything at once because it becomes jumbled. When we're just doing one step and then looking at it and seeing that I could say more here, I could put in a hook here, I could put in, a sort of like I could put in a hook here and sort of, you know, spoon feed it to them, tell them exactly what they're going to get. That is going to create a far more effective and efficient system than just trying to do everything simultaneously, where I'm putting it in and saying, this is what it is, here's the hook. Because we want to let ourselves sort of analyze and sort of see where we think that it could be clearer or it could be better. Do you sort of get it? And we want to keep it as sort of not overwhelming in the context that we don't want to have it as being, the most overwhelming process, but we want to keep it clear to where we can see just those little ways that we can increase or improve or change rather than trying to achieve everything in the one go. So it's like you can run a marathon or you can run and walk a marathon. Do you sort of get it? Like if I'm trying to run a marathon and I'm trying to achieve the fastest time possible and I'm pushing myself as hard as I can, like I'm gonna overlook things. I'm not gonna perform at my best. I can run and maybe I can put everything in super quick and put as much stuff in as I can and sort of get it sort of organized. But if I'm not sort of stopping and looking and analyzing and taking breaks, I'm not really going to see what's truly presented to me. Do you sort of get it? Like, I'm not going to see the the minute details of where improvements can happen and things like that. So it's very important when we're understanding this that we want to take it in stages and segments and sort of get it all looking good and then say, it could be better. Where could it be better? And then we add that in. And then we get it looking good. And then we say, where could it be better? And we just constantly do that until we've got something that's performing at a high level. So that's just the thing. We're just constantly improving and making iterations to this sales funnel so that we can sort of like increase the performance of it through incremental gains, not through radical change. Do you sort of get it? So it's very important to get this because it'll allow us to perform at a much faster rate and a much higher rate than if we try and do everything at once and then just say job done. All right. Well, that finishes off the session for today, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks so much. Bye.